I had hope growing up, but I didn't know what that hope was in. Because I had survived some things and I knew that there was a reason I had survived, but I didn't know what that reason was. He wasn't done with me then, and I didn't even know him then. So my husband, Brad, and I, we have a 6-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter. We've been in Siloam about 3 years. He served in Afghanistan. He's a Marine, right? Once a Marine, always a Marine. He gave a lot for the country, and as a result, we have a new family in a different kind of community that we wouldn't have otherwise had. I was an intern in Waco, Texas. I was working in a facility where one of my coworkers was always worshiping. I didn't really know what that meant. She was inviting me to church regularly. A few weeks into that internship, I had battled with depression, and I knew that if I didn't get some sort of help, it was not going to be good. And I took her up on her invitation to go to church. I looked around, and it was completely different than anything I'd ever experienced, and it seemed genuine and authentic. Then I kept coming with her, and I moved to Nebraska shortly after that. And then when I was in Nebraska, I was attending a church for about a year. A woman walks by me and I'm like drinking my coffee, looking at her over my coffee, like, I dare you to stop and talk to me. And she did. She came back and she was like, I feel like I need to speak to you. I'm gonna write my phone number down on a coffee sleeve. You contact me if you wanna talk. And I did. And then 3 weeks later, I gave my life to the Lord. I fully surrendered everything to Him. His plan is always better. As long as I'm being faithful and following Him and listening to Him, I know He's got it. I was blessed with a manager who knew Jesus and whose manager knew Jesus. So 2 people above me did, and they approached me with a confidence that I'd never had before. Gave me the autonomy to do what was best because they trusted my judgment. They trusted the relationships I had built, and that unleashed a whole different fire, if you will, positive fire for those that I was serving. Asking the deeper questions, but also sharing my struggles and my previous hurts. And every time I'd question, what am I doing here? And an employee would walk in that would remind me, Becky, you're not here for you. You're here for me. I'm using you so that they can see me. We're all struggling with something or have struggled with something. We just don't always talk about it. And it's when we talk about it that people don't feel so alone. The first fundraiser I helped with, just being in the environment, everybody seemed so genuine. I always like to see people in their real element, but just seeing how people were authentically themselves without any filter, I was so comfortable, and that isn't very common. And I even came back more times than I had signed up to come back because I felt so comfortable being here. And then I brought my children in. And then I was like, how neat would it be to be able to teach people basic Spanish on their drives to work with their children in the car, simple greetings, because our community is growing in the Spanish-speaking population. And so how sweet would it be to be able to do that through the radio? And then the last time I came for the second fundraiser I helped with, I remember having a conversation with someone, and it was more around my field in HR, and it was a deeper conversation there, and I genuinely felt valued with the feedback I was providing. I could see myself here. Someone always reached out during the really challenging times. That just meant so much. I was taking a conference call at Cafe on Broadway across the street, and I kind of overheard a conversation. I remember hearing somebody just being so happy about joining the KLRC team. He genuinely was just filled with joy. It was just radiating from him. So that was another piece of it too, along the path, if you will, of how KLRC came to be for me. I feel like there's always something that the ministry is giving to. So it could be as extravagant as an air conditioning unit, or it could be a simple conversation. The ministry is here to serve you and meet you wherever you are. And I've seen it, I've felt it. Well, I love mornings. It's kind of like whenever you wake up and you go to a coffee shop to get your favorite coffee drink and they make it just right and they serve you just right. I'm excited to be part of that for people in the morning. Be exactly what someone might need to hear that morning, whether it be a joke, whether it be a real story, whether it be a song, whatever it may be, just meeting the community where they are.